Still setting up. Give me a second. All right. If this stream works, I'm going to be really surprised. This is my first time attempting a stream. With a GoPro. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see comments at all or how this is going to work, but let's see how this goes. So, I just finished dropping off my garbage over here at the recycling depot. This is where you take oversized garbage, or I was dropping off some old paint. And of course, it's perfectly accessible by bicycle with this beautiful feet spot going straight to it. So let's get underway. I don't get out here very often, as you might expect, because it's pretty car-centric. This ride is going to be following the path of the old highway plan for Amsterdam. So along here to the left, this is a highway that was built in the 1960s. And this highway was supposed to go all the way through the city center, cut through the center and go out to the west. That didn't happen, but of course the highway is still here, part of it. So I'm going to follow along this highway. To see what it looks like today. Now, I'm not seeing any comments coming through here. Either that's because there are none. Oh, no, there they are. I don't need your Google Assistant, just... All right, this is going to be a bit of a test of lots of things. To first see if the quality on the GoPro is any good. It's only 720p and I can't change that. The second, to see if it's even possible to read any chats as I'm doing this. I've got my phone set to the largest font. Looks like it's working. How's the audio? Is it acceptable? Oh, come on, Google. I don't want top chat. I want all chat. Oh, this thing is so frustrating. I'm going to stop for a second and work out some of these technical issues. Yes, risking a €100 fine. Okay. Audio's okay, audio's good, we can hear you fine. Okay, we're going to continue here. So, off to my left is the S112, and I'm going to follow that all the way along to where the highway plan ended at Visserplein. If you'd like to follow along on your maps. No, it is not the camera mic I'm using. That would be insane. That wouldn't work properly. I'm using a Rode lavalier mic. Yeah, everybody write in caps so I can read you. No, please don't do that. Okay, the Fietspad here is about to join up to the highway. So you'll get to see the excitement of high-speed cars going by. We also get to pass a gas station. Yeah, I'm not sure what I can do about the cars being loud. I was talking to a fellow streamer from Toronto, Johnny Strides, about what he does about it, but I got to get some more details from him. I've got another lavalier mic coming in the mail too, so that might help. So here's the highway, and again, this highway was originally planned to go straight through the center of Amsterdam, but it was stopped in the 1970s, and the plan never went farther than Visserplein, which is where I'm going to end today. I do like how here in the Netherlands, when there's a gas station, they make the fietspad go behind it, so you don't have to cross the path of the cars going in and out. Well, they do it whenever possible anyway, but it's fairly standard to see it done that way. So this here is a divided highway, but as we go farther along, it becomes like a boulevard road. Yes, I have my phone and a phone mount. So the setup here is a GoPro HERO 7 on the front of the bike, using my phone's Wi-Fi hotspot for internet, and I got my phone and a phone mount, and I've got a Rode Wireless Go microphone kit so that I don't have wires stringing from me. If this works, I'm going to be actually pretty surprised, because there's a lot of technology that all needs to come together for this to work. Like, I wouldn't be at all surprised if the GoPro drops its connection to the phone or something like that. Okay. It's always uncomfortable being on these slip lanes and trying to cross to the bicycle, but here they've given us a light, which is interesting. So we're coming up here to this giant roundabout at Amstel station. This is, oh wow, I hate driving through this area. It's actually more pleasant to bike through here. I know, I've got the wrong spot. Yeah, it's over there. Anyway, we're continuing up this way. I do hope I'm going the right direction. I've actually never done this ride before, because why would I? This is not necessarily the most pleasant route to go. Yeah, we're on track here. Good. And here's where we get into where the highway's been turned into more of a city street, with stoplights and such. What kind of bike do you have? Yeah, on Visserplein now. I have a giant Azor bike that we bought in Toronto, actually. It's a little bit excessively large for here, but it works very well as a mobile filming station. Yes, it is a bit funny how cycling is more pleasant than driving, but it absolutely is. Like, this is much more clear and comfortable. So the last time I came out here was back about a year ago when I was filming my Plan Jokinen video, because this was a highway plan that actually went through. So I came out here to film the last few scenes of it. That was, I think, the second video that I ever put on the channel. Renee, thanks for the play-by-play of where I am. That's helpful, so that I don't have to try to tell people where the street names are changing. The street names changed like 3 times on this route. So you can see here, this used to be all, you know, your regular Amsterdam neighborhoods, but it was all bulldozed to make this freeway. The right-of-way here is huge. It also has the metro running under it here, which was a whole other controversy that I'll have to get into in some historical videos someday. No, this is not a two-way path, actually. This is a one-way path. I'm going to slow down a little bit here because I'm not in a rush. I'm trying to pay attention to cycling and talking and occasionally looking down at the phone. I think it's best if I just take it slow. But hey, if this is working, that's great. That means that I can do other similar rides in Amsterdam. As I said at the beginning of this, the reason I was here out there is because I was at the recycling depot to throw out some old paint and electronics that can't go in the normal garbage bin. And it's nice and bicycle accessible, so I pulled up there and threw out the garbage and recycling that I needed to. And then I thought, you know, while I'm out here, let's take a look at this car-friendly Amsterdam and what they're doing to repair it. I love how big the sidewalks are here. They've done, I mean, this could have been a highway. It was supposed to be a highway. This is, I think, a much better use of space than a highway. Yeah, the story of the metro station is quite a story to tell. In some ways, the protests were less about the highway and more about the metro, or rather the metro was the thing that pushed people over the edge. People were getting pretty pissed off that neighborhoods were being bulldozed and people were forced out of their homes because of infrastructure projects. So it's interesting to see like these huge car-sized signs up here, up above the road, that are really out of scale for the middle of the city. I mean, maybe not unusual where I'm from or where I've lived before, but still, like, look at this thing. That doesn't belong in a city. Here it's telling people, though, where they can park, so that they don't take their car any farther into the city. Yeah, Scientology is everywhere. Hello, Orlando, Florida. How's the weather down there today? Today it's cool, but it's a fairly nice fall day. I'm not sure what the temperature is. I probably should have checked that. Uh-oh, here we go, detour. So this is always fun. Whenever there's a detour, they are really, really good about providing signage for bikes. So I'm curious. Let's see where this detour takes us. I'll follow the signs and see what happens. I don't know, it looks like it's, this is bizarre. All right, anyway. Thanks again, Renee. Oh. Oh, come on, come on, come on.
That is also the truth. That's also...
Now, if I'm reading this correctly, it's sending me down here as a detour. This is a mess. I like the bicycle sign down there in the distance. I don't know if you can see that. It's just tilted on its side. Alright. Going on an adventure. Yeah, an adventure I didn't plan to do, but I think normally I would have just walked down the street. I'm gonna let these people pass. But today, since I'm not in a big hurry, let's follow these detour signs and see. They seem to be just taking me around in a circle. Okay, this is bizarre, actually. Did I screw something up here? No? Okay. Well, I think I know where this is taking me. I think it's just looping me around. Yeah, okay, it's just looping me around here. It would have been helpful to tell me that before I went through the light, so I didn't have to do a turn through that entire junction, but there, you got to see that rather uncomfortable for Amsterdam car junction with remarkably short light timing for bicycles. Now, one thing I find about the Netherlands is that when you find yourself on a road like that with lots of cars going by, there's usually a better way to go parallel, and here it is, as this circuitous detour is telling us to go. This is actually kind of fun. I totally would have just walked down the sidewalk if it's telling me to go down here. This is ridiculous. Yeah, maybe it said something at the light, you're right. But I feel like I've gone the wrong way. Well, this is not what I intended this ride to be, but what the heck. I'm pretty sure I turned the wrong way. I think I was supposed to turn at the last street back there. But this is fun. Let's, I'm just gonna cross the street here and go back to where I intended this to be. As much fun as this detour has been, I think it's time to get back to that horrible car-friendly road. Enough of these pretty streets. Though. Haven't been out here in a while. Hey, here's a Visserplein. I'm working on a video on these. Still of a mixed opinion as to how well these work. This is supposed to be a 30km/h street where cars are guests. Sometimes it works and other times it just doesn't. Hoping for a tram ding ding. I was trying to get a good ding ding for a while for my intro, and I managed to get it in Rotterdam. Oh yeah, I haven't been out here in ages. This is actually interesting. This here to the right is the first ride-in underground parking garage in Amsterdam at the university. I'm not going in there today. But former car parking garage turned into a bicycle parking garage. Where are you going? That's a very good question. Where am I going? My original plan was to go along Visserplein to Visserplein, but now I've taken a detour, and I'm just apparently just riding randomly through the city. I am indicating my turns, thank you. I'm even shoulder checking. There is always a lot of construction going on, and the few times that I've had the unfortunate need to drive through these streets, it's been absolute chaos because you've got a maze of one-way streets purposefully on top of construction. Now, this is not the Jokinen tract anymore, believe it or not. Wow. You're really not getting through these streets if you're driving, eh? I guess that's the intention. The Visserplein is just back there though, so, oh man. Hope you enjoy a rambling tour of Amsterdam, because that's what you're getting today. Have I thought about being politically active for bikes? So I have done that in the past in Toronto. I'm not sure if I will do that here, although I have been talking to the Visserplein. They contacted me about making some videos and such, so I'm happy to do so. I'm glad I got you here, Renee. You're like my navigator. Can you tell me the best way to get back to Visserplein? Here's bicycle detour N. There are always so many detours through the city because there's so much construction going on beyond normal construction. There's actually a lot of problems in Amsterdam with the bridges. The bridges are just so old, they need upgrading, and some of the canal walls are caving in. Go the other way. Nice. That truck went the wrong way. Nieuwe Kerkstraat. All right. Let me look at where we are here. Yeah, you're right. That's absolutely right. I'm just gonna head down here just a little farther. All right. Yeah, miserable pit of detours. Now we're on track. Yeah, and here we are, coming out to Visserplein. That's what I thought. Okay, I'm not too turned around then. Here we are, that's better. Enough of that quiet. Let's get some cars and trucks. can see up here another sign for parking with how many spots are available. Where are you? I can come to you. Normally I don't encourage people to come meet me on live streams, to be honest, because it's not really fair to all the people in the comments who are already asking things and can't get my attention to also have someone physically here. But if you pass by, I'm happy if you wave and say hi. That's not loud at all. Jesus. I'm trying to record here, buddy. Keep your motorcycle down. And here we are. Actually, despite even all the ridiculous detours, we got here faster than I intended. So I can keep riding for a bit longer. But I just wanted to show one thing over here. This is Visserplein. Let me turn around to give you a better view. And this is where the whole highway insanity ended. Partially because of that building right in front of us that was declared a monument at just the right time, but that's a whole other story. So the highway was supposed to continue straight through here, through the center of town, but it didn't. And now all of these cars have to turn left, sorry, right, to go toward the I tunnel out over to Nord. Yeah, Ton Fun. Is Ton Fun open? It closed because of Corona, and the last few times I've come by it's closed, including right now. So there used to be a car tunnel underneath here, underneath this pline. I have to do a video about this someday because it's crazy how much this has changed. There used to be a car tunnel and they closed it off. They didn't know what to do with it. And the city put out requests for ideas of what to do. Can you see that? It's just a tunnel. And the idea that won out was this, Ton Fun, which isn't much to look at right here. I think there. But that effectively is what was originally maintenance access, pedestrian access to a car tunnel, and they turned it into a kids' indoor playground. It's actually pretty crazy. I've got some good video from in there, and I'll make a video about it someday. Yeah. However, I think, unfortunately, I think it went out of business because of Corona. Yeah, kids indoor playground, Ton Fun. Ton Fun because it's tunnel fun, because it used to be a tunnel. Huh? Get it? Ton Fun. So that's it for the ride that I was going to do, but I actually have to ride back anyway. So I'm going to continue streaming for a little bit of that if people are still interested, and I assume there are because there's 73 people watching right now. I'm just going to stop and have a sip of tea and read some comments. Yeah, the site is still up, but you'll notice when you go to it there's a Corona announcement that says they'll be closed for the month of March. And they are closed right now when they're supposed to be open. And every time I've come by, they're closed. Sorry to just stop for a sec, but I just want to take a rest, have some tea. I've been talking for the last however long this thing's been. How are my battery levels doing? Actually not bad. Have I heard of Elmira? Yeah, absolutely I have heard of Elmira. I actually had this whole video planned to do there. I've still got half the script written, but because of the coronavirus, I have been restricting my travel and it's just been hard to get out there. But I have a whole video planned for that. Ja, helaas nog gesloten door de huidige maatregelen. Yeah, so it's still closed because of the coronavirus. Maatregelen, how do you say that in English? Restrictions? Regulations? It's funny when there's words that I know in Dutch but don't really know what they are in English. Maatregelen is one you hear a lot. Yeah, I can get you some footage. Yeah, I appreciate that. However, I want to see it for myself. I haven't been yet, so I have this kind of rule with the footage in the Netherlands that if I'm going to talk about it intelligently, I need to go there myself. Maybe go back along the Amstel. Yes, possibly. Let me actually look at a map. When I come out here, I normally take the metro when I come out here, to be honest. I don't ride a bike, so I'm not really sure which way I would take. You know, yeah, I should probably just go along the Amstel. Yeah, I think that's best, and then I'll probably drop off at around Centurbaan or something like that. Maybe go along Centurbaan for a bit. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, it's next to the old Jewish quarter that was destroyed for new buildings and the big bridge over the Amstel. You're right. Yeah, God, that car traffic is noisy. Yeah, the microphone picks it up. It doesn't sound that bad here in real life, but you do notice it. Like, listen how quiet it is right now. And then those cars start up and it's not quiet anymore. All right, next light I'm gonna go turn left and then head right to the Amstel and ride along there. And I think that should be it for today. But it seems like this stream worked, which is amazing. Yeah, let me show everyone the synagogue actually before I go. Because it is kind of nice. Can't really get a good shot of it, but it's over there. So your opinion of Amera, it is ugly. Yeah, I mean, it is, from what I've seen. But architecture is, you know, it's funny. I remember reading these articles from the 19th century talking about how ugly the brownstone buildings in Brooklyn were and how people said that they should be torn down. So maybe people in the future will think that Almere is a beautiful example of early 21st century design. Yeah, so maybe I need a different mic. So again, I was talking to a streamer called Johnny Strides, who streams in Toronto. You can check out his channel if you're interested in such things. And he gave me a recommendation for a mic. However, at the end of the day, it's hard to get rid of all of the sounds of the city. So maybe the best idea is to just get away from the cars. So I'm heading over here to the Amstel River and I'm going to ride along the Amstel. This is a nice little bridge along here. The first year we were here, my kids and I watched Sinterklaas come in along here because he comes up the Amstel and then he turns down this canal to go into the center for the parade. Yeah, it's much quieter here. It's nice when you get one block over, and I mean, like I said earlier in the stream, when you find yourself on a street like that in Amsterdam, and actually most of the Netherlands, it's usually an indication that you're in the wrong place. You should go one street over and you'll find something much more pleasant and quiet, like this. How is your stream set up? I mentioned it earlier, but it's basically just a GoPro HERO 7 using the Wi-Fi hotspot of my phone and a Rode wireless lavalier setup. This is actually the route that I took a couple of months ago when I was making my, what did I call it? Invisible bicycle infrastructure video. I came just the other way down here because this is part of the bicycle hoofdnet for Amsterdam, which is the route that is designed for cyclists to take, separated from cars. The one thing you do have to contend with here is the bridges. Not a lot of extra work, but it's not as flat as the Visserplein. How's your Dutch? Almost fluent. It's okay, and no, not almost fluent. But about 4 months ago, random people I spoke to stopped switching to English, so I consider that pretty good. If Dutch people don't switch to English when you speak Dutch, then you must be doing something right. Crossing the Princeton. Yeah, let's have a little scenic view here. Is the camera, is it going to be right in the way of this? Yeah, that's great. I'll back up a little bit. This is much nicer than riding along that road. No, we are not going to speak Dutch, sorry. I spoke Dutch on my last podcast. I have enough to think about when I'm riding my bike and trying to talk and dealing with all the rest of this stuff without also trying to do it in Dutch.
Wij hebben op een pleintje aan de achterzijde hebben wij lunchcentrum staan.
So I'm going to take you along here. Because I think this turns in, yeah, here it is. This turns into another Fietsstraat. This is Sarphatistraat, if I'm correct. Streets change names so many times, I can't remember what they're called where. So like I said, I'm going to work on a video on these Fietsstraten here. The auto te gast, which means the car is the guest. Technically, a car is not supposed to pass cyclists on this street. I find that works not that well in practice, but I don't know, I'm still of a mixed feeling about these. Sometimes they work really well, and sometimes they don't. It really depends how much car traffic there is. And I feel like along here there's usually too much car traffic, although today it seems quite light. I'm just going to continue west here along Sarphatistraat until we get to a roundabout up here. So you can see what a Visserplein is like. Yeah, so you say I don't know about letting cars pass. I completely agree that what happens is either cars pass you and there's not, I mean there's enough room, but there's not a huge amount of room, or they hover behind you and you hear the sound of their engine, and I'm just kind of like, I think the thing with the Visserplein is that it just, cars end up annoying me so much because they are such an intrusion. It's like you're on a bicycle path and there's cars driving on the bicycle path. It's that kind of feeling. I know that that's not the intention, but that's the way it feels, and it's really annoying. Okay, so I'm coming up to this roundabout here. I'm going to turn left, south, and head down into the Pijp via one of my personal favorite streets, Ferdinand-de-Bolstraat. This is a roundabout, although a very complicated one with signals and trams and everything else. We're coming up here to the Heineken Brewery. So if you've been here as a tourist, you may have come to the Heineken experience. That's where this is. I haven't been in there. I suspect it's not worth going in there, but if it is, let me know. This is the Stadshouderkade that we're waiting to cross here now, which is another major car road, part of the Hoofdnet Auto. And it's also relatively unpleasant to cycle on. But now we're heading into the Pijp down to Ferdinand-de-Bolstraat. So this is a street with a lot of history, and I want to make a whole video about it because I like this street because they basically just closed off the cars completely. So here, as of here, you're not allowed to come through with a car, but you can see the trams go through, the bicycles go through. And this makes it extremely low traffic. So it's a bit of a strange street, but I feel like, I think I like it because I feel like there's so many streets in Toronto that could do exactly this. This is a little bit of anybody watching from Toronto. I don't know if there is anyone, but they closed off a street called King Street to through traffic, and I feel like with a little bit of time and work, this is kind of what King Street could be like, although with wider sidewalks. Apparently it sucked. Yeah, that totally not surprising. It looks like a tourist trap. So I like this street because it's just, I mean, it's got trams. Gotta love the trams. But metro here off to the left, the Pijp metro station and the Albert Cuypmarkt. You know what? Let's walk through the market.
Yes, one day.
It's nice when there aren't too many tourists. Normally this place would be absolutely rammed shoulder to shoulder. Another time to put on my mask too. Yeah, no one keeping distance. The Corona rules are just taken as suggestions in this country. Hopefully my voice is not too muffled in a mask, but I don't think I'm going to stay on this street for too much longer. I just wanted to come down because I don't get out here often enough, and there's no tourists, which makes it kind of pleasant to walk through. You should buy something, show us some interactions, Anna. Maybe another day. I actually do have somewhere I need to be. I was reading the other day that apparently Rotterdam has overtaken Amsterdam in corona cases, so we're no longer number one, for what it's worth. I'm actually curious how much longer my GoPro battery is going to last. Maybe that will be the end of this stream. Okay, anyway. That's enough of that. I actually do have somewhere to be in the Pijp, so this is the direction I need to go.
That's how we are with people, the common people, stupid.
There's Chin's Toko on the right, which is a great place to get Asian food. I come there to, well, kind of Mexican as well.
Alle elektra nu wel? Moet wel fijn om daar ook op mij. Dat was het dus. Dat kan. Dat is een meisje.
Ja, ik weet niet. Ik vind het een beetje...
Heel knap wel.
No, Suriname food. No, I mean in the grocery store. Yes, it's Suriname food in the takeaway, but I'm specifically talking about the shop where I go to buy Asian food and Mexican food. Now, this is about where I'm going to end because I have to be here near Sarphatistraat. So, just going to head down here to Centurbaan, and then I'm going to close off this stream. So thanks everyone for joining. It looks like 85 people in the end. Probably more that have come in and dropped out. because they got sick of me wandering around looking for a detour that I have missed. But that's it for today. So thank you so much for joining this stream. I'll just end with a view of the traffic here on Centurbaan into Pijp. Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks, liked a good day. We actually worked out pretty well. So I'm amazed. There's a tram about to go by, and I have to end all of my streams on a tram going by. There's the tram gong I was looking for. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tram Driver. Yes, Renee, thanks for being a living GPS. Much appreciated.
Afgesloten, 2 had niet nemen.